I love Ali.
And that's what's wrong with boxing these days, that where if you take a loss, then they just count you all the way out. Rather in UFC, basketball, football, you take a loss and you could come back. Was messing up. Say it one more time.
I said one of the greatest of all times is my brother Floyd Money Mayweather.
Yeah.
I watched one fight where Mayweather was losing like 6 rounds. I've never seen nothing like that before. I forgot who it was. And he switched his whole style up. And he figured it out and he beat the guy. And I watched him at the end talk. And he was like, yeah, he was giving me a tough time. But I remember when, let me throw any boxing, it wasn't the actor, Leon Spinks switched up his style like this and he won. Do you watch a lot of tape from back in the days of old school champions and all that?
Yeah, that's all I watch. You know, I don't really watch fighters today. I watch all old fighters, like throwback fighters. Of course, I love to watch Floyd. Man, the list go. I got dudes who never, like, when it was black and white, like Ezzard Charles, and they was fighting like through slavery and shit like that. So I watch old fights.
Oh, so you watching Joe Louis and all those guys and
Charles, Charlie Burley, old fighters who people never even heard of, way before my time.
Hey, let me ask you something. What's your top 5 favorite boxers of all time? Your top 5.
Ooh. No order?
No order.
Okay, all right. Well, let me go. I gotta go with Ezzard Charles, Floyd, Roy Jones. I've been watching a lot of Ricardo Lopez and Ali.
Oof. Ali's my favorite of all time. You know, Ali, Muhammad Ali, just what he, what he stood for.
Everything he stood for.
Everything he stood for was ill. Like, and at the time too, you gotta understand we was underrepresented, underrepresentation. He stood up for the rights of the people, you know what I'm saying? And as a fighter, he's my favorite fighter too. Cause you can lose, you know, it's crazy. So if you watch basketball, they kill Charles Barkley all the time because he didn't win a championship. But he's one of the greatest 50 players of all time. Same thing with boxers. You know, you go undefeated the minute you lose one fight. People start sleeping on you immediately. But Ali would lose a fight, come back, win. Like, that's why I love Ali.
And that's what's wrong with boxing these days, that where if you take a loss, then they just count you all the way out. Rather in UFC, basketball, football, you take a loss and you could come back, you know, and still be good. Now it's like if you take a loss in boxing, they just cancel you all the way out.
And that's crazy because, and then you'll come back and bust their ass. So it's like, you know, my thing is, yo, it's really hard in boxing, man, because it feels like one loss, God forbid, 2, it's like, yo, we done with this guy. Like you got to be perfect. Yeah.
And you know what I wanted to ask you about.
How are you, man? Hey, get the fight.
Yeah, what happened?